Welcome back to Newswatch 12 this morning. Turning now to Stormwatch 12 meteorologist Josh Colbert. Still seeing some flood watches in place in Northern California this morning. Kind of a dangerous situation there when we talk about flooding, evacuation warnings in place. So what is that telling you about the current situation in Northern California?
It's telling us that it's dangerous as it stands right now, and we have a lot more rain that's going to be on the way. So that's why this flood watch continues to remain in place until 5 p.m. this evening. It goes for central, south central, and western Siskiyou County. So you have to stay on top of things there, especially where there are evacuation warnings in place adjacent to the McKinney burn scar. So here are some of these projected rainfall totals in addition to what's already on the ground. So this would be through tonight. And you can see that it's going to be Siskiyou County that's going to continue to be the winner, upwards of a ½ inch for the Shasta Valley to 2 inches for the Mount Shasta City area. And there's some parts of western Siskiyou County that could see a little bit more than that. So here's where things stand right now in the satellite and radar picture. And you can see the atmospheric river slowly but surely making that resurgence towards the north. We're expecting that to happen at some point this morning. And you can see everything's going to get a lot heavier into the late morning. This is right around lunchtime. It is just going to be messy all across southern Oregon and northern California. Into dinner time, essentially the same thing, although we're going to start to clear out in Josephine County and in Curry County, and that's going to be the trend moving forward into the rest of the evening, because this is when the atmospheric river is going to race off towards the east. It's going to get out of here. We could have a few lingering showers on Wednesday morning, but I think most of us are going to be dry. Even seeing some sunshine for Wednesday, more sunshine for Thursday. So an encouraging trend in that regard. Snow levels are going to stay pretty elevated today, upwards of around 4,500 to 5,000 feet. And so we're expecting it to mainly just be rainfall today in most of our elevations. Now we could see a bit of a wintry mix in places like Lakeview, maybe for Klamath Falls, maybe getting some lower snow levels with that heavier precipitation down in the Mount Shasta City area. But the biggest snowfall totals will continue to be up in the Cascades. We could have anywhere between 1 to 6 inches for places like Diamond Lake, Crater Lake, Lake of the Woods, and for Siskiyou Summit. So travel will be a little dicey out there. I think the good news in regards to travel, though, is that winds aren't going to be nearly as big of a factor today as they were for yesterday. So that is going to be an encouraging sign for some of those high-profile vehicles traveling across some of the passes. So for today, we're going to continue to be impacted by the atmospheric river, but winds will be toned down. Again, I think it's mostly just going to be rain with those snow levels being so elevated, anywhere between 4,500 to 5,000 feet. So today is going to be chilly, it's going to be very wet, and it's going to be very dangerous in Siskiyou County where we have that flood watch in place. And then overnight, as the atmospheric river gets that kick off towards the east, that's going to increase winds up in the Cascades for the east side. But I think most of us will probably be dry come time for midnight, maybe holding on to a few snow showers for Lake County, but that's about it. It's going to be pretty cold tonight. And then look at this, impacts scaled way down as we head into the rest of the week. In fact, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, primarily there'll be dry days. And then we do have a weaker storm system that's going to start to impact us as early as Saturday. Here's that 7-day forecast for the coast. More rain likely today, showers lingering into Wednesday morning. Then look at this, a beautiful day, an anomalous day that we're going to have for Thursday. For Siskiyou County, there continues to be a threat to life and property, unfortunately, near the McKinney burn scar. So you have to stay on top of that, know your zone in Siskiyou County, and be ready to leave at a moment's notice if any of those warnings get upgraded to an evacuation order. But then beautiful weather that we'll have on tap for Wednesday and Thursday. The same thing for the east side, although those mornings are going to be very cold, especially Thursday morning, with temperatures potentially all the way down into the single digits. For the Cascades and Siskiyous, we'll see a rain-snow mixture for today, but it's mainly going to be snow, again, in those elevations above 4,500 to 5,000 feet. And then it's going to be rainfall below that. And then for the Rogue Valley, another very wet day, but look at the treat that we have in store for Wednesday, but especially on Thursday.
Thursday kind of looking like the pot of the gold at the end of the rainbow that we're seeing on your screen right now.
I think so. I think all of us have been waiting for a day just like that. Now, if we could start stringing some of those together, we could rally our way to spring.
All in all, though, temperatures looking a lot better than they did last week.
Oh yeah, and the trend is encouraging. We're starting to get a little bit drier and a little bit warmer, which is exactly what you want to see around this time of the year.
Absolutely. Thank you, Josh.
Of course.